interact with any of the services, they can graphically interact with it. For example, sir, I wanted to interact with the cloud storage. You see, graphically and visually, I'm interacting with it, cloud storage. Sir, I wanted to list out all the buckets, sir. I wanted to list out all the buckets. To list out all the buckets, I click on view list the buckets, so that I can able to list out all the buckets. Sir, I wanted to list out the files inside this bucket. Don't worry about what is cloud storage, what is bucket, we will see. But to let you know how one can able to interact with one of the service in the Google Cloud Platform, this is what is graphical user interface. This is what is graphical user interface. One must can understand that how do we interact with that particular service using the console. You see, I am able to list out all the files inside the bucket. Sir, if I wanted to list out all the buckets, so this is what it is. If I wanted to list out the files inside this bucket, I can click on that. So this is how, this is a graphical user interface to interact with it, right? So that is what. So even though if I wanted to create a bucket also, I can create it. Even though if I wanted to create a bucket also, I will create it and I'll show you also, but just give me a few minutes, I'll show you how do we create a bucket or not. But try to understand, sir, Cloud Console is a web-based graphical user interface to interact with the GCP services visually. Okay, so that is what. Sir, what we can do? The question is that, sir, what we can do with this console? You can do anything, guys. Using the console, you can almost interact with any of the service in the Google Cloud Platform. We can interact with any of the service. We can interact with all the services, all services. We can interact with. That is nothing but if you wanted to create one kind of a resource, or delete one kind of a resource, or update one kind of a resource, or any other actions that you wanted to do it for any resources, right? So for any resources, if you wanted to do that, you can go for this one. So for any of these resources, you can able to do it. So one can able to create it, create a resource, delete a resource, update a resource, whatever the things that you wanted to do it, you can able to do it. So that is nothing but Cloud Console, guys. Okay, that is nothing but Cloud Console. So one can able to create the resources and delete the resources and update the resources also. So that's how one can able to do it. That is nothing but, what is resource, what is service? Some people get confused. Sir, what is resource, what is service? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone guess it? What is mean by service, sir? What is mean by resource? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Any other answers? Okay, let me gonna tell you. Very simple, guys. A resource and service. So services are offered by the Google Cloud Platform. For example, cloud storage, just now you see. So cloud storage is a service. Who is offering it? Sir, it is a service. It is offered by the Google Cloud Platform. Under this service, whatever you create it, those things we call it as a. Sir, for example, if I wanted to store the data, I create one bucket. I'm creating a bucket 1 and I'm creating a bucket 2. So these things we call it as a resources. Okay, resources. So that is the reason I told you not to create any service. I did not mention here creating a service, deleting a service. No, you cannot create any service, you cannot delete it. Okay, you can create the resources within the services, right? You can create the resources, delete and update. That is nothing but this one. So resources are created by you, the services are offered by the Google Cloud Platform. One of the guy was mentioning the same thing. That is correct, right? So that's it. So now one can able to create and interact with any of the service in the Google Cloud Platform, creating, listing, deleting, updating, changing any of the permissions, all of these things that we can able to do it using the console. So that is what is a console. It is a web-based graphical user interface. It is available over the web. It is available over the web. So that's the reason it is a web-based graphical user interface, right? So it is a graphical user interface. So that's the reason it is a web-based graphical user interface, right? So that is what is our very first method, right? So you can also assign the permissions if one wanted to change the permissions also, right? Permissions also you can do that. All of these things one can able to provide. Sir, what is the second method of interacting with the GCP services? Tell me, guys. What is the second method of interacting with the GCP services? Cloud Shell. The second method of interacting with the GCP services is Cloud Shell. Any guesses what is Cloud Shell? I think some of the people might have known it. Yes? CLI. Correct. It is a Cloud Shell, nothing but a command line interface. You can think of, right? It is a web-based. It is also a web-based, nothing but it is also available over the web only. It is also available over the web only. It is a web-based command line interface. Command line interface. So it is a web-based command line interface. In a command line interfaces, how do we interact with the services? Any guesses? How do we interact with the services, guys? With the commands. Very good answer. With the simple commands, right? So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services by writing the commands, most of the people were answering that, sir. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services via Cloud Shell, you have to use a command line interface that is nothing but Cloud Shell, where we use the commands to interact with the GCP services. Where we use the commands to interact with the GCP services, that is nothing but, sir, whatever you are able to achieve using the console, you can also able to use it with the help of the Cloud Shell as well. Right? So whatever you are able to achieve it using the console, you can also able to achieve it using the Cloud Shell. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to take an example and I'll show you. But try to understand, Cloud Console is a graphical user interface which is available over the web. Command line interface to interact with the GCP services via commands, again available over the web only. All the things that you are able to using the console can also be able to do it via Cloud Shell also. Okay, so yes, sir, it is available over the web. Sir, can you tell me where it is available? If you ask me, let me give you a small tour towards our home page. This is our home page, right? Let me give you a small tour. So this is the first time you guys are looking at the Google homepage. So that's the reason. Just wanted to give you what are these options and all of those things. The moment tomorrow, if you're coming, you will be a little bit comfortable around it, right? So that's the reason. This is our very first option, sir. This is our very first option. That is nothing but a left navigation menu. So this is what is our left navigation menu. So this is a very first option, sir, left navigation menu. So this is a navigation menu where one can able to go to this one and try to search for any of the services and products. The second one, this is a project area. Sir, here we have a project area. I will tell you what is a project later, but this is a project area. How to create a project, how to delete the project, how to select the project, and all of those details you can able to select it here. So this is our project area. Remember that as a project area. And here is our search box. Here is our search box. Right? So where if one wanted to interact with any of the service, they can go ahead here and search for the service and click on it. Search for the service and go ahead and interact with that. Okay, so that is what. And we have a Gemini UI, Gemini AI. So which is available over the UI. So this is Gemini AI, guys. What is this one? It is also similar to your ChatGPT and all. If you have any questions, you can also ask. For all the Google Cloud users, it is free of cost. So you don't need to pay anything. You can also use one of the AI similar to the ChatGPT for if you have any questions around it, you can able to ask. Right? So that is what is Gemini. And the next one is free trial status button. So that is nothing but we are using that trial account. So always you can go to this particular button and try to check what is the validity, how much of a free credits available over it. You can able to check it out here. And this is what is something that I was talking about so far. That is nothing but our this is something that we were talking about all the time, right? So this is what is our Cloud Shell. Correct. So this is what is our Cloud Shell. You see, so you have a Cloud Shell here, guys. That is nothing but If one wanted to interact with GCP services via commands, this is what is a Cloud Shell. One must activate it. I'll show you how to activate it also. This is where the Cloud Shell button. This is what I call it as a Cloud Shell button. We can just click on it and there gets a Cloud Shell gets open. I'll show you. And here we have a one more, that is notifications. If you are doing any kind of an activity over the Google Cloud platform, you will get a notification here. Okay, saying that you created a bucket, you created a project, such kind of a notifications you will get it. And here you have a project kind of a settings. The three buttons and all of these things are like user settings and project settings. You will be having it here. Okay, so that's all. So this is the small tour. So this is what is the console page. Wherever you will be able to see everything, you will be able to see it here. Maybe for this one it is welcome button, but for any service if you select it, that is what is your actual service area. Okay, so that's all. So this is how. Maybe let me show you the same thing over here. This is our left navigation menu. You'll be able to see all the products and solutions here. And you can able to see this is our project area. What is project area? I'll tell you later. But a project area, one must have to create a project to interact with the GCP services. I will talk about it tomorrow. And this is project area. And search box. If I wanted to interact with any service, I can go here and search for it. See, I can go here and I can able to search for it. Similarly, Gemini AI, nothing but Gemini. And free trial status button, you will be able to see I have a free trial status button. It is telling you this many credits are available over this many particular days. Okay, so that's all. And one more thing, this is where I have a Cloud Shell button. So if I wanted to interact with the GCP services, I click on this one. The moment I click on it, you see at the bottom, the Cloud Shell is getting activated. You see, click on authorize. So you see the Cloud Shell is getting activated, guys. It will be for the first time, right? For me also, it will take some time, but it will be up. Okay, so this is how one can able to click on the Cloud Shell button and they will be able to open the Cloud Shell. And this is, you can drag and up and down. So if you want a bigger window, or else you can also open this in the new window also. There's a one more button here. So if you guys wanted to open it in the new window, this entire Cloud Shell terminal gets opened in the new window. So that's also there. This is how the Cloud Shell. Okay, so maybe, sir, instead of me moving up and down, what I will try to do, I'll try to open it in the new window. For doing that, so I'm going to click on this one so that it gets opened in the new window. Okay, perfect, right? Yes. Now, if you guys remember, we were doing some small activity, but I don't know how many members were remembering that. So if you wanted to interact with any of the service, you can able to select that service and you can go into that. Sir, Google Cloud Storage is one of the storage service in the Google Cloud platform. Sir, I wanted to list out all the buckets, right? So if you wanted to list out all the buckets, you click on it here. It is a graphical user interface. This is a console. In a console, if one wanted to list out all the buckets, they can click on this particular button and they can go here and they'll be able to list out all the buckets. They'll be able to list out all the buckets. Well and good, right? So the same activity I wanted to do it here, sir. As you told, sir, one thing that I'm able to achieve using the console, I can able to achieve it using the Cloud Shell also. Sir, can you show me the list of the buckets which I'm able to see here in the Cloud Shell also? If you ask me, we can also do it here. We have to know the command. We have to write the command. In our upcoming sessions, we will get to know those commands. But the command here is gsutil ls. The command is very simple. That is gsutil ls. And if I just click on enter, what it will do, sir? It will list out all the buckets for me. Tell me, guys, how many buckets I have it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 buckets are there. Similarly, if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes or no? So we are able to list out all the buckets or not. So that's how you can able to do that. Similarly, sir, I wanted to list out all the files inside this bucket. Sir, I wanted to list out maybe this bucket. Sir, I wanted to list out all the files. I have only one file here, sir. Maybe I'll go here. Sir, I have only one file here. Maybe I'll go here. So here I have two folders. Maybe I'll list out here. So within this particular bucket called source bucket, I have this many folders are there. Within that, I may be having files also. So I wanted to list out that. To list out the files inside a folder, the command is gsutil-ls and that particular bucket name. So this is what is that bucket name. You copy it and paste it here. So this is how gsutil-ls. We have two folders, isn't it? You can able to see here. Perfect. Similarly, sir, if I go inside this one, I may be having plenty of the files. Sir, I wanted to list out all the files here also. To do that, you can do the same thing. The path is this one, right? So this is where the path is. And you can able to paste it here. The moment you paste it here, gsutil-ls, this is the path, nothing but inside the bucket. I have a folder. I wanted to list out all the things. You can able to click on enter. So you see, I'm able to list out all the files, right? So that's what I have told you guys. If one wanted to list out all the buckets, they can do that. List out all the files, they can do that. If I wanted to create a folder, I can do that. If I wanted to upload a file, I can do that. Sir, I wanted to create a new bucket itself. Sir, is it possible to create a new bucket? Yes. It is possible to create a new bucket. Let us try to create it. Sir, I wanted to create bucket A and bucket B. Sir, bucket A, click on create. I'm creating a bucket A. BKT the date today is. We will see that bucket is just one of the service to store the data. But this is not the topic to understand about this particular cloud storage. This is a topic for us to understand about the console and cloud storage. Okay? Yeah. So bucket is one of the, or cloud storage is one of the storage service. And if one wanted to store the data, we must create the bucket. It is nothing but a container to store the data. Okay? Yeah. So I'm creating one of the bucket. To create the bucket, you can just click on create button. You can provide the bucket name, BKT hyphen A, bucket A, I'm creating it, 1804-2025. I'm creating bucket with this name. And I'm going to click on create. So that bucket gets created. You see, click on confirm. So that it will take 1 second so that the bucket is getting created. You see, if I go here, one of the bucket just now we have created. Earlier we have only 5 buckets. Now we have one more bucket, that is 6 buckets. See, one of the bucket that we have created is this one, right? So that's all. Sir, I am able to create a bucket using the console. Sir, can I be able to create the bucket using the Cloud Shell? Yes, you can also do that. You can also do that. To create the bucket using the Cloud Shell, what we have to do? gsutil-mb. The command is gsutil-mb. The command is gsutil-mb gs://. I wanted to create one more bucket. The bucket name is bucket D 1804-2025. The bucket name is bucket B. Sorry. I wanted to create a bucket called bucket B 1804-2025. So let me click on enter so that now the bucket gets created. See, the bucket is created. How do we know that the bucket is created, guys? How do we know that the bucket is created? We can just go ahead inside this bucket and we can refresh this one. So there's a refresh button somewhere here, you see. Click on this one. We should be able to create a bucket. See, bucket B and bucket A, both are available. So that's how one can able to create the buckets using this particular method as well. Okay, so that's all. So one can able to, interact with the Google Cloud Storage from the console. One can also interact with the GCP services via Cloud Shell. Okay, so all of these things are possible. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services via console as well as Cloud Shell, that is totally possible. So this is first method and second method. What about the third method, sir? What is our third method to interact with the GCP services? Tell me, guys. What is the third method to interact with the GCP services? I have just told you guys, right? That is cloud. Yes, we can. Yes. So the third method to interact with the GCP services is SDK. So what is SDK? So far, sir, both console and Cloud Shell both are available over the web. So that's the reason you call it as a web-based. But sir, Cloud SDK is not a web-based, sir. It is a local-based. What is this one, sir? It is a local-based. Correct. So it is a local based. That is nothing but according to your local machine operating system. According to your local machine operating system, you have to install the SDK. You have to, according to your local machine operating system, you have to install the SDK and install it on your local machine. That's the reason I call it as a local based. It is a local based. That is nothing but it is not available over the web. It is available over your local machine. You have to install it on top of your local machine, and it is also a command line interface. It is also a command line interface. What is this one, sir? If one wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine, sir, I have my laptop, sir. I wanted to interact with the GCP services from my local machine. Sir, is it possible to interact with the GCP services from my local machine? So that is where you need to have SDK. If you wanted to interact with the GCP services, I don't wanted to log in into the Google Cloud platform. I don't wanted to go to the web and work with the GCP services because, sir, I'm running some code. I wanted to execute some code. For that one, I wanted to do it from my local machine itself. Is it possible, sir? Yes. If you wanted to interact with the GCP services from the local machine, that's where you have to first install the SDK according to your operating system. And it is also a command line interface similar to the Cloud Shell. Similar to the Cloud Shell. Here also, if you wanted to interact with the GCP services, you have to use commands or scripts, whatever it is. Commands or scripts you can able to use. So that is what. So the next thing is Cloud SDK, guys. So if one wanted to interact with the GCP services via Cloud SDK also, they can do that. This is our third method. Sir, can you show me how to install it? Sir, my operating system is a Windows. My operating system is a Linux, or it could be a Mac OS. According to my operating system, sir, how do I install it? And can you show me? If you ask me. So if you wanted to install it, we must go to the Google search. So we can search for it. We need to download it. If something wanted to download it, we always go to the Google, right? We search for it. Sir, I wanted to download Google Cloud SDK. Okay, Google Cloud SDK I wanted to download. You can search for it. Something's wrong with my machine. Sorry. Yeah. You can see, you can search for it. Google Cloud is download Google Cloud SDK. The moment you search for download Google Cloud SDK, you should be able to see the first page. Click on this one. Install Google Cloud CLI. Select this first link. And you will be able to see here, if your operating system is a Linux or Ubuntu or Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS or Mac OS or Windows, whatever the operating system you are having it, so you will be able to download it. Most of our systems are Windows operating system only. So this is Windows. So I select it here as a Windows, and it is asking you to download the GCLI installer. Right, so I can just click on this button. You see, the moment I hit the button, there gets a download will start here. You can able to see here. The moment I hit this button, you see it is downloaded already. It is downloaded already. So you can just click on this one, show in your folder, and this is how it opens for you. It is hardly 260 KB, guys. It shouldn't take more than 1 second. Once it is downloaded, you already know how to install something on your laptop already. You just double click on it. Right, that is what you do. You double click on it, and this is how the page gets opened for you. Once this page is opened for you, just click on next, just click on agree, just click on next, next, just click on install finally. Whatever the option they are showing you, click on next, next, and finally install. It will take like 2 to 3 minutes. Then the CLI gets installed on top of your system. The moment you hit the install button, it will start installing everything on top of your local machine, and it takes like 2 to 3 minutes for the installation process. Once everything is installed, what we can do, sir, you can go to your Windows Start button. So click on your Windows Start button, and you can search with SDK. You can search with SDK. See, the moment I search with SDK, I already have it. You see, Google Cloud SDK shell. I have already installed it, so that's the reason I'm able to see it here. Just click on it here. So that's how this SDK gets opened for like this one. As I already told you, it is also a command line interface. So that's the reason command line terminal gets open for you. Command line terminal gets open for you because it is also a CLI, command line interface, right? So that's all. Tell me guys, what we have done so far? Sir, assume that if I wanted to use WhatsApp on my local machine. Sir, WhatsApp on the local machine. We can also use WhatsApp web. So, but sir, I wanted to install the WhatsApp. What do? You first download the WhatsApp. Then once the WhatsApp is downloaded, you install it. You have also installed it. What is the next step that we have to do, guys? Once we downloaded and installed on top of your local machine, WhatsApp is downloaded and installed. What is the next step that we have to do? Correct. Sign up or login. Right. So you have to do the login. That is what is this thing. So the same thing. It is also one of the software like WhatsApp. You have downloaded it. You have installed it. We must log in. What is the account to log in, sir? What is the account to log in? Sir, I already have a Google Cloud account. Sir, I am going to use those credentials to log into the Google Cloud platform, because if you wanted to connect it to your server, you must log in, right? Who are you? Otherwise, the Google Cloud will not understand this guy is interacting with the GCP, right? So that's the reason. The moment you install it, you have to open the Google Cloud shell and you have to do the login. You have to do the login. That is nothing but the command. Again, it is a command line tool to login, right? To login, the command we have to use is gcloud auth login. Gcloud auth login. The command is very simple, you see. Okay, you see guys, it is very simple. That is gcloud auth login. The command is this one. Right, so once you click on enter, always you click on this button first. You can click on this one. So it will come here directly. Click on enter, gcloud auth login, and it will go here and it will ask you to choose your account. Sir, my Google account is this one only. I selected this one. I choose this one. And I wanted to allow the SDK to access my Google account. Yes. Yes. Now you are authenticated with the Google Cloud CLI. That is nothing but the moment you go here, it's already logged in as this particular user. This is the user. And the project is selected is this one. So that is what it is. So let's see the same project that we are working on, right? Yes. Perfect. So that's how. Sir, tell me guys, what was the command that we have used? Sir, what was the command that we have used to list out all the buckets? Anyone remember? What was the command that we have used to list out all the buckets? GSL, right? So if I hit the button, I should be able to list out how many buckets? Sir, 5 was already available buckets. We recently created 2 buckets. Totally 7 should list out. Let me just click on enter. See here guys, 4 plus 3 7, and if you guys look at it clearly, the recently created 2 buckets are also available. BKTA 1804-2025. Perfect. And one more thing I would like to show you, that is, sir, I wanted to create a bucket using the Cloud SDK. Sir, you are able to create a bucket using the console. Well and good. You have also done using the Cloud Shell. Well and good. Sir, I wanted to interact with a service from the SDK. Sir, can we create a bucket using the SDK? Yes, why not? What was the command that we have used? gsutil mb. mb is nothing but make bucket. mb is nothing but make bucket, and gs colon / the bucket name bucket c. I will give bucket -c -1804-2024. Sorry, 2024. So bucket C 1804-2025, I hit the button so that there gets a new bucket created. You see the bucket is getting created. It is created. I can just click on gsutil ls. gsutil ls and hit the button. So you'll be able to see the bucket C also now this time. Bucket C is also created. Go ahead to the interface. Go ahead to your interface and hit your cloud storage. Click on the buckets. You should be able to see the third bucket, bucket A, bucket B, bucket C. That is nothing but the bucket C which we have created using the SDK. So why I have taken this demo? We are not only just listing something, we are not only changing something, we can also create the resources also using all the three methods. Using all the three methods, we can able to do that. So that's the reason I have taken this example, and it is easy for you to get it. What is console, what is Cloud Shell, and what is SDK. Now you understand, sir, what is SDK. SDK is nothing but software development kit. It is nothing but software development kit. So the kit has to be downloaded first. So it is a local based, according to your operating system, you have to download that SDK, nothing but kit. And it is a command line interface similar to the Cloud Shell. If one wanted to interact with the GCP services, use the command, the same commands. The commands are also same, guys. The commands here and the commands here, most of the time it is same. Mostly the commands are same also. And whatever the things that we are able to achieve it using the console, I'm able to do it via Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. Okay, I'm able to do it via Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. So these are the mainly three interface methods for the developers or data engineers who work on the Google Cloud Platform. Everyone must know, not only data engineers, data scientists, if I'm working on the GCP, DevOps engineers, developers, everyone, admins also. All the people, they must understand the actual importance of the each and every method that they have to interact with. Console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK. According to your requirement, you may be using the console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. It totally depends on your project requirements. Or which one we are going to use mostly, if you ask me, it totally depends on your project requirement. In some of the projects, they ask you to use the console. Some companies, they ask you to use the Cloud Shell, right? So some of the services are very good at console, some of the services are very good at Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. So in our upcoming sessions, while we are interacting with each and every service, while we are learning about each and every service, we will see how to interact with SDK, Shell, and console. And that time we will get to know, okay, this particular method is very good for this particular service, and that method is good for that service. So that's how such a kind of an ideology you are going to build up while we are learning about each and every service in detail. Okay? Yep. So these are the three methods. Now, before me telling about the fourth method, that is APIs and third-party tools, can you guys tell me if anyone have any questions? Can you guys tell me if anyone have any questions? Please raise your hand. Yes, Ram Prasad, do you have any question? What is the question? Yes, yes, not yes. I have logged into the Google Cloud Platform using SDK. Yes, correct. Google Cloud account. Yes. Huh. Okay. No, you. They will be providing you. No, 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 no. Not like that. Not like that, Ram Prasad. So when you are working on the Google Cloud Platform, for example, you are working on one of the project in the Google Cloud Platform, they will be giving you one of the account. For example, ram.prasad@gcloud.com. So that is your Google Cloud account. And using that account, you can able to interact with SDK. You can log into the SDK. You can log into the console. You can also use Cloud Shell. All the three methods you can use. Right? Some of the companies will put a force you to, or they will restrict you to not to access the Cloud Shell and Cloud SDK. So it's their own what we call is a policy, security policy, right? But most of the companies will allow you. Yes, got it, right? Yes. Yes, Kalpatar, you have any question?
So we have two same sections like Shell and SDK. Then why
Yes.
is the requirement of two Google introduced? Why both? Why?
No,
Why?
someone wanted
Because
to.
we have
Yes.
access through Shell na command line.
Yes.
So why these two are
I'll tell you.
required?
I'll tell you. Some people wanted to, sir. The very good question is that, sir. Why Google is offering you when you have a shell? Why is this SDK required? The question is this one. When you have a
Correct.
shell, why is the SDK is required? Can anyone answer it? Is this some people having the same question, or do you guys already know the answer to it? Any answers for this one? When you have a shell, why SDK required? Mhm.
Sometimes we should not give the permissions, right? The cloud. They want to do operate in the
Correct.
missions only. That time we are
Maybe.
going to use the SDK.
Okay. Yeah, the answers are correct. But in a simple method, Cloud Shell is available over the Google Cloud platform. So that means you wanted to interact with any of the services from the web, you can go for the Cloud Shell. If you have some of the files, sir, I have some of the file in my local machine. I have some Python script in my local machine, which I wanted to execute it from my local machine, not to import it to the Google Cloud platform, right? It takes time for me to import it. Instead, sir, I wanted to run it from the local machine, right? In that case, you can directly go for SDK because the SDK is direct having an access to the Google Cloud platform, right? Sir, I have one of the Python script which I can run it from my local machine using SDK. So it acts as a bridge between your Google Cloud platform. The end of the day, what do you wanted to do? End of the day, this is you. You wanted to interact with the GCP, any of the service in any of the service, right? To do that, either you can use console or cloud shell. Sir, if I am trying to interact it from a local machine, sir, I am in my local machine, I wanted to do it to interact with the GCP. That's where SDK acts as a bridge. Okay, you can use SDK in that case. But no, sir, I would like to go to the Google Cloud platform only. I will use console and cloud shell. It is your choice according to your requirement. Because even more than this one, I'll make you sense, guys, later point of time. Why SDK? You will get to know, but this is just an idea from local machine. If you guys wanted to interact with it, and direct answer is that SDK from the local machine, cloud shell is from the Google Cloud platform. Okay, yeah. Yes. Any other answers, guys? Any other questions, sir? Yes, please. Arti.
Whatever the API client libraries or yeah,
We will see that. Okay. Sorry, which one? Sorry, Arti. Okay. Okay. You can do that. You can do that. That's where I was going into the fourth method, right? APIs and third party tools. Terraform comes under the third party tool. I'll talk about that. Yes, you will get to know. Okay. Yes. Sir, the fourth method, one of our student is asking, sir, I'm already working in a Google Cloud platform, sir. We are using the Terraform to create some of the resources. That means we are interacting with the Google Cloud resources, GCP services, right? So we are creating some of the resources in the GCP using the Terraform. What is this interface comes under? So that is what is leading to our fourth method of interacting with the GCP services. Tell me, guys, what is our fourth method of interacting with the GCP services? This is generic, nothing but either you can use API or third party tools. Third party tools. Okay, third party tools. I'll try to give you some idea. Sometimes you can interact with the GCP services via client libraries also or via API. For example, what usually happens is that assume that this is GCP. Okay, two examples I will give you so that you can understand it. This is GCP services. So here we have a GCP services, and what usually happens, you have somewhere Python, and you may be having Terraform. You may be having some kind of a Power BI. Okay, so these are the different third party tools or client library. This is a programming language. This is one of the infrastructure as a code tool, which is a one of the software, and Power BI is also one of the application. So these are the different interfaces. One is programming language, one is tool, infrastructure as a code tool, one is application. So if one wanted to, sir, using the Python, I wanted to interact with the GCP services. Using Terraform, I wanted to interact with the GCP services. Using Power BI, I wanted to interact with the GCP services. Is it possible, sir? Yes, that is totally possible. via API. Via API. So all of these particular methods are, all of these particular we call it as all of these things are third-party tools. Third-party extensions or tools, we can call it as. Via these third-party tools, one can able to interact with the GCP services. Sir, what is API then? First thing. Some people will may be having a question, sir. Python, Terraform, Power BI, I can understand, sir. Power BI is one of the visualization tool where you can get the data from the GCP services and you can able to visualize the data here. If you wanted to visualize the data in the Power BI, you need to have the data. So that data I have it in the GCP services. I will pull it via some interface, via API, right? So via API, I can able to do that. Yes. Similarly, sir, Terraform, I can able to interact with it. Sir, similarly, the Python, I can use API too. Sir, what is API? The question is. Sir, API is nothing but what? It is nothing but a application programming interface. I'm not going into very detail because we are not going to create APIs, but just to give you a high level idea, it is nothing but application programming interface. Application programming interface. It is like a bridge. It is like a bridge, sir. Maybe to give you an idea, usually any company, any service wanted to expose their data in the form of a API. So they create the API for that particular tool or a service or a interface or a framework, right? So any framework or any tool, what they usually do is that they wanted to expose their data. They wanted to, maybe for example, as real-time example, let me take. So every day, if I wanted to create a train ticket, I go to the IRCTC, right? So we try to go to the IRCTC for booking the trains. Yes or no? Right? So we book the trains in the IRCTC. That is what we do, right? But sir, nowadays I can go to the Amazon application also create a or book a train ticket. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? We can go to the Amazon also, and we can book a train ticket. Not only here, we can also go to maybe Red Bus or something also, right? Rupee, right? So different applications are there. So you can able to use those applications and you can able to book a trains. How that is possible? So IRCTC is managed by the government and it is only having the trains. Sir, Amazon does not have its own lane of trains. It does not have it. But sir, how is the Amazon able to create the, in an Amazon application, I'm able to book the train tickets? Tell me, guys. You know, what usually happens is that IRCTC will have some kind of a business with Amazon. What they do, IRCTC will expose its data in the form of a API. So why we go to Amazon? Because Amazon will not get a lot of business from the IRCTC, but Amazon wanted to prove itself that I am the one which I'm a one-stop location to provide you everything. I can help you for shopping. You can do the shopping. You can also buy utensils from me. You can also do some kind of you can also book bus tickets from me. You can also book train tickets. So this is a one-stop solution for everything which we wanted to an e-commerce platform. It is more than an e-commerce platform nowadays, right? So such a kind of a thing. So it wanted to be the leader in the market so that Amazon will have a lot of information and that information is nothing but money to the Amazon, right? So that is what. So that's the reason Amazon get into the train business also. What they will do is that it will have some kind of a business with IRCTC. IRCTC will expose their data, train information in the form of a API. So that API, using that API, Amazon will create a very interesting user interface. It will create an interesting user interface. Nowadays you might have go to the IRCTC. The user interface is very bad. It is very clumsy and it is not user friendly at all. But if you go, the same train ticket you are able to create it using the Amazon, but the user interface at Amazon is very cool and it is very user friendly. So that's how they attract the people. That's how they attract the people, and that they can able to create the tickets. The moment you create the ticket, it is not only exposing the data. It is not only exposing the data. The moment you create a train ticket, it will also be inserting the data. It is also inserting the data. This is in the API language, we call it as a get, and this is push. So you can able to do most major operations in the API is getting and pushing. So this is what is API. So a way to expose your data, a way to share your data with some other business or an organization, a way to expose your data in the form of a API. So this is the reason some of the developers also create the API. Sometimes you may also get a chance to work on creating an API, which is a simple activity, right? So that's how. So it is very interesting. So such that Google Cloud Platform also showcase their interfaces or services in the form of a API. So if one wanted to interact with the Python via API, they can able to do that. GCP services exposing the information in the form of a API. They can able to interact it via Terraform. They can able to interact it so to the GCP services via API. So this is some kind of a thing will happen here. Okay, I hope you guys got the point, right? So such kind of a thing. So in a company, when you are getting a data, so the main 4 data sources are. If you ask me for a data engineers, what are the data sources, sir? If you ask me, the data may be coming in the form of the data may come in the form of a table. That is usually we call it as a database, or we call it as a database. One of the data source can be a database table. One more data source can be a files. One more data source can be a API. So this is our third service. So most of the time, sir, as a data sources when you're working in any project, these are the 3 categories. If you're getting the data from any table, it could be a database table. Either it is MySQL, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, BigTable, or BigQuery, or anything. Right? Files, whether it is CSV, JSON, Avro, Parquet, or anything. API, it could be any application API, any system API, any framework API. Okay? So these are the main categories of data sources for you. Okay? Yes. I hope now you got some idea about the console, the Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. I would like to stop it here for now. And we have seen all the 4 interacting methods. And now you know there are 4 interacting methods to interact with the GCP services. One is console, second one is Cloud Shell, the third one is SDK, and the fourth one is APIs and third-party tools or client libraries. And now finally we have a note. These are some of the common ways to interact with the GCP. The choice of method always depends on your preference. The choice of method depends on your preference, requirements, and the type of interaction that you wanted to have it with the GCP resources. Whether it is through a user interface or a command line interface or APIs or integration with third-party tools. So this is what we call it as a GCP interfaces, guys. So this is where I would like to stop. In the next session, we are going to see the console walkthrough. In the next session, we are going to see the console walkthrough, and we have successfully completed our second topic, that is GCP interfaces, how to interact with the GCP services. In the notes, we have everything in very detail. You don't have to write up or take up any notes. If you go to my notes, once you are enrolled for the course, you will get it, guys. GCP interfaces, everything is already there. Don't need to take anything. Okay, all the common interfaces and whatever the diagram that I have created, it is already available. Okay. Tell me, guys, any questions? Let me stop it here. If anyone have any questions. So just wanted to tell you on a high level, we have successfully completed all the 3 demos. Okay, we have successfully completed all the 3 demos. All the free 3 demos, I would say. Right? Those who are very much interested in learning the course and wanted to proceed further, I suggest you to complete the enrollments by Monday. Complete the enrollments, guys, because with the next sessions is only for the paid people. Okay, please complete your payment. The very first thing is complete your payment. While you are completing the payment, that is nothing but while you are completing the registration, what you have to do is that get an access to my notes, get access to my notebook. You have seen my notebook, right? That is. Second thing is get the access to the recordings. daily recordings access has to be provided. Otherwise, later point of time when you are completing the payment, and if you don't remember all of these things, again coming back and asking me, it is again back and forth. Instead, while you are completing the payment, so what do? You get an access to my notebook, get the access to the recordings, and the Zoom link is changed, so you will be having a Zoom link for the next sessions. So you will be getting a Zoom link. A separate new Zoom link will be created for you, and we will be providing you that also. Okay, so these three things, please complete that.
Already, what about the paid resources we are getting? Still now, no communication from the Durga soft side.
Yeah, please connect with an admin only. They'll help you on that. Yes,
Yeah,
I
already I
haven't.
messaged them. They are not giving response.
Please connect with an admin only, guys. So for any discount, for any payment, for any access related things, because the admins and management team will only be providing you. If you are my students, I'll be helping you. And if you have any questions related to any of these things, notebook regarding Zooms and every access, they are the ones managing. Even I don't get an access to my recordings, I don't get an access to anything. Okay, I'm telling you. Just for any discount also, you can connect with our admin team. Yes, they'll try to help you on
Do you
that.
have the discount or no?
I don't think so they are providing you any discount. I don't remember it, because um, the course is worth of 3 months and every single penny is a worth, guys. I don't think I haven't seen anywhere they are providing you the discount. But yeah, no discounts, I guess. Yeah, thank you, guys. Any other questions, anyone? Yes, Chandu, you have any question?
So, I mean,
Mhm.
so you are going to explain that, like, I mean, how to create that account and all this.
Of course, of course, of course. That's the next setup. That next session we are going to have it. Console walkthrough, create free trial account, which is a next topic in the next class. First topic in the next class. Okay. Then project setup, billing, enabling. Then console cloud shell SDK comes into the picture. Okay.
So,
Yes.
and
This is the next topic, guys. Yeah.
yeah. So one more question, like generally in the GCP point of view, so
Mm-hmm.
whenever we try to interact with the like resources,
Mm-hmm.
so any one of the option we are trying to prefer it.
It,
So,
it depends on the company. Okay. It depends on the company. So
so that
let's say,
company also, the project also will choose, okay, we have to
huh,
go with this option
your
only.
your manager will always tell you, oh, they will provide you that necessary access only. Okay, and we are having a separate service, guys. We are having a separate topic, that is IAM. There you will understand most of the things, because if a company wants you to use only one way of interacting method, they will provide you the access to that particular thing only. They will restrict your access to rest of the things. Okay, so that means it's totally companies letting you, or your project is letting you know that you have to use this way. So such kind of a permission, how do they provide it and all of those things, we will understand it here. But if you guys wanted to know, interface method could be console or cloud shell. But if you are lucky, they may provide you everything. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So for,
Yes. Any other questions? Yes,
one more
please.
thing, like I mean, normally like for GCP cloud,
Mhm.
so it is asking like I mean, whenever we try to after installing the GCP cloud SDK, so it is pointing to the like some email ID, right? That email ID.
Yes. 1 minute, yes.
So we are
So
giving like a
yeah,
GC Cloud auth login. After that, once we hit it, and it is showing to some user ID, email
that
ID.
is your Google account, right? That's your Google account, Chandu.
That is Google account. Normal
Yes.
Gmail ID is sufficient.
For example, yes, not Gmail ID. When you're working in the company, they provide you, they create a one kind of an account, and they will give you.
Just that is
That is what is your Google account.
okay. That is GCP account.
Yes, Google Cloud account. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Arthi, you were asking something. Mhm. Third-party tools and things is totally depends on the company. But in our upcoming sessions, maybe I'll tell you Terraform some one in one class. So that's a complementary topic. You can learn about Terraform from me. That's a complementary topic. And there is a one Python application we may be using it. We use the Python also to interact with the GCP services. That also I'll let you know. And all of these things comes into the picture. And there is one of the project I am giving you a complimentary. And in that particular project also, you'll be able to see that I'm using the API, ClickBudge API. So this is one of the API you can able to use it. Yes. So that particular project is also there. We are using the API. Using the Python, we are interacting with an API to extract the data. Yeah. So how do we interact with it? We are not covering. No. Version control tools we are not covering. Okay.
So can SQL be picked up earlier? I mean, is it easy to work on
Very,
SQL?
very simple. I'm telling you, very simple to learn the SQL, guys. Those people who do not know SQL, right? You sit for 3 to 4 hours, and if you are very beginner, you sit for 5 hours, right? You can able to learn the SQL. You can able to learn the SQL. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you to become an expert because we will see how do you do the development with an SQL in our upcoming sessions. But
Mhm.
if you need to understand this development, you need to have a basics. That is what is the expectation from you guys. Okay. You sit for
Okay.
4 to 5 hours. Now, more than 3 hours is enough. 3 hours is
Every
more than
day?
not every day. Sit for one stretch and try to learn everything in
Okay,
three to
okay,
four hours. Yes.
okay.
In one stretch. For 4 days, every day 1 hour, that's it. Gone. You will get
I
to know
mean,
the
I
basics.
have Linux background, so will that be helpful to learn SQL because this is
Yes,
something
yes.
like query language, right?
Not that much, but gives you some knowledge. Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yes. Not that much. Yeah. Because both are different. Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone having it?
One more question.
Yes, please.
Once we are working with this, once we start working with this GCP related things, so is there any integration with something like a DevOps kind of tools and that?
Not here. When you are working in the company, they will do that. But there is a separate engineer always to do that. There is a separate engineer, infrastructure engineer, DevOps engineer. They take care of it. You always work on the data engineering only.
So we are always working on the DevOps,
Data
data.
engineering. And one more developer will take care of the DevOps activities.
Okay,
It's a company.
these activities they're trying to automate that process and that.
Not these activities. Maybe the deployment and everything they may automate it. The code repos and everything they may activate it. But rest of the code creations, the pipeline creations and everything you have to do that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Any other questions, guys? Anyone? Okay. I think if you do not have any questions, I hope you guys have enjoyed the sessions thoroughly. And if anyone have any questions, you can always reach out to our admin and they'll help you to connect with me and we can also talk together. And I hope you guys have learned something. And if you guys wanted to continue further, please complete the payment by Monday because from Monday onwards, the regular sessions are getting started. If you guys wanted to continue with the regular sessions, please complete your payment and get the access to all of these things. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Any questions, anyone, before we wind up?
Sir, one quick thing.
Yes, please.
So you were saying this about last time that this role is maybe a transition from support role to data
Correct.
engineer,
Correct.
and it doesn't
Not
require
only
a lot
support,
of.
right? So whether you are coming from support background or sir, I am a tester, okay, sir, I am a mainframe, sir, I am a Hadoop data engineer, but Hadoop roles are getting, uh, terminated because Hadoop roles are not there. Sir, I am a data warehouse developer. I am a SQL developer, right? So these are all, plenty. I'm coming from non-IT, sir. I wanted to make into the IT. I'm a mechanical engineer, sir. Whatever it is, right? So we have seen many people who are converting from these different roles to the GCP data engineer. The only thing that is expected from you is that a proper dedication towards the course. If you have a proper dedication every day, 1 hour for the live session, you have to spend, and the next 30 minutes after that 30 minutes for the practice. If you have this much time, I'm telling you, After 3 months, you will become a data engineer. If you are following my things, for sure, even though, for example, you are little bit slow in learning, it may take 4 months for you, but you will get a job. Okay, you will get a job for sure. Okay, so that is what. So you can
So
become a
thanks,
GCP.
thanks for
Yes.
that, sir. I just wanted to ask, so will we be doing infrastructure as code in this course?
Not required, but as a complementary, how much knowledge that is required for data engineers, I'm giving you. Where is that? Yeah, here it is. Somewhere Terraform, yeah, infrastructure as a code. One of the video is available already, which was taught by me only earlier. So I have pasted here, which is 1.5 hour session. So where you can able to watch it out. And all the things related to that, everything is here. Okay, some of the things which are not very much important for the data engineers, I will be providing you as a complimentary videos. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Tell me, guys, any other questions? Okay, guys, thank you all, and this is it for today. I hope you guys have learned something, and we will meet in the next regular sessions, guys, from Monday. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye. We will meet in the next sessions, guys. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.